All right, guys. It is Sunday morning. I had a time lapse. I was like, wait a minute. As I was saying, I was like, it's Sunday, right? Okay, it is. It's Sunday morning, and we finally get to do our first stream of something that we've been talking about for a little bit of time now. And we finally came up with a name, and we are calling it Talk Soup. And this is where we are going to do our segments for, the upcoming Disney Plus series that are coming out. We got this week, we got WandaVision, and then you got Loki. Winter Soldier and Falcon. We got after that, then Loki, and then anything that's coming out as far as that, and then of course any DC, Marvel, any comic book movie related kind of stuff will all be coming onto this show. So if you guys are into that sort of stuff, you can always catch us live on here. Or you can always obviously watch us recorded. But I wanted to kick off our stream. So today what we're going to do is we're going to take only the DC Extended Universe movies. So not Superman Returns, not Green Lantern, not even the Joker, anything that was part of the DCEU from Man of Steel on. And we're going to kind of just give our ranking. We're going to start it at the bottom, the worst, and go all the way up to first. So once we're done with ours, if you guys want to comment, if you guys want to tell us yours, that's fine. But if not, please let us know your picks. Let us know what was your favorite, what was your least favorite, anything you want to share with us. But first and foremost, please subscribe, please like, and share this video as well. That way more people see it, more people know about it, and we can get more subscribers from that and more views. Okay, that being said, I think we should start it off. Kitty?
Yes.
Let's start with your number 9.
Oh, my number 9.
And you know what we're going to do? Yeah, well, we're going to start at the bottom, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and also, too, we're not going to go into any details or any kind of, we can say a little bit of what we didn't like or what we did like about the movie, but we're not going to go into full plot details and stuff like that, right?
We'll be here all day.
Yeah, we'll be here all day. So Go ahead. Yes, number 9.
My number 9 is, of course, and if anybody disagrees with me, it's fine words, Aquaman.
Okay. And what about, really quick, what about Aquaman didn't rub you right?
Oh my God. I thought visually it was going to be pleasant, and visually it was just horrifying, especially when they were in the water. I just didn't understand it. I just didn't understand the physics of it. I didn't understand anything about it.
Okay.
I was just puzzled. Something about it puzzled me. And I was really rooting for this one because in the Justice League, I took a liking to him.
Yeah, I got it. Yeah. Who doesn't like Jason Momoa?
Yeah, I was just like, oh, it was just not a good look. It was not.
I can relate to that sentiment. And I'm glad we're on the same page. My number 9 is, but for different reasons, but Aquaman is my number 9. And look, going into it, Aquaman is probably my least. I mean, I couldn't care less about that character. I've never really cared for Aquaman. I felt like, all right, yeah. He's a hero of the sea. Great. So what? Anyway, but as I said, I do like Jason Momoa. I didn't mind his the version of Aquaman in Justice League. For me, visually, it was fine, and I had nothing. In fact, the visuals were probably the only good thing about the film, And I didn't see it in the movie theater, so I did only see it when it came out on HBO. So I got to watch it at home, luckily for free. But it wasn't about the visuals. I literally almost shut that movie off like 3 times. Like it was just so. The acting just for me was just like like those one-liners weren't doing anything for me. I wasn't crazy about the villain, nothing against Black Manta, but it was just, I don't know. It was something about the film that I just, and there was the only movie.
I mean,
with the exception of maybe 8.
I mean, wait, so you understood why they were underwater and their hair was going this way?
No. I mean, that I understand what you're saying. The physics doesn't work. That I get, yeah. But I'm just saying visually it was supposed to be, and I thought it was a visually stunning movie. But even the visuals couldn't save this movie. It was just, I don't know. But, it's not many movies on this list I can say I didn't even want to finish the movie. That's how bad it was.
Well, see, I saw it in a movie for my birthday. Ooh. And I couldn't walk out of it. And I was so mad.
See, that's, yeah. and I was actually supposed to see this in the movie theater. I was gonna, my girlfriend and I were supposed to go. I mean, what girlfriend didn't want to see Jason Momoa, without a shirt? I honestly think that's why this movie made $1 billion. To be honest with you, it's the only plausible way this movie made $1 billion.
And Nicole Kidman is also visually stunning in the movie.
Yeah,
I mean, I think that was another saving grace of the movie.
yeah.
Then it was just like, oh my god, this is
And
just.
don't forget about Boba Fett.
Oh yeah, that's right.
All right, what's your number 8?
Suicide Squad.
Suicide Squad. Okay, I can see why. That's definitely on the bottom of my list as well. Go ahead.
Now, I like the movie, but it's just a mess if you think about it as a whole.
Hmm.
And I think the only real saving grace of the movie and why I like the movie is Will Smith and Margot Robbie. And Jared Leto is a really great Joker, but he overacted the hell out of it. After I watched it a couple times, like when I initially watched it, I'm like, oh, he's a great Joker. And after I watched it a couple times, I'm like, oh god, he overacted the hell out of this. And when you think about it, I'm just like, the only real saving grace in that movie is Will Smith and Margot Robbie. Because when you think about the whole movie as a whole, the plot is just terrible, and some things just don't make sense. So
Yeah, I gotta agree with you. I mean, I'm not quite there yet, but I will when I get to my Suicide Squad. I will definitely. I agree with you. I can honestly see why it's your number 8 for me. And I know you're going to disagree with me on this, but this is just how I feel. For me, because this movie had more question marks than anything, and a lot of it wasn't explained, and a lot of the explanations that they thought we were supposed to get just doesn't make any sense. But for me, my number 8, and if anybody wants to disagree, that's fine. Again, this is my own opinion. My number 8 is Wonder Woman 84.
I knew you were gonna go there.
Yeah, it just and the more I think about it, and the more I watch the reactions from other fans and other YouTubers, I mean, they're all on the same wavelength, and they all ask the same questions. I mean, nobody's going to come out right and say that the movie was horrible, because it wasn't. You know, there was just a lot of things about it that just didn't make any sense. It just wasn't plausible. That's really all I'm going to go on with that. And that's why for me now, again, Suicide Squad is another one of those movies where you can probably switch them. Spoiler alert, that's going to be the next movie I say. But it's just, for me, I think I enjoyed Suicide Squad just a bit more. And that is why it's Wonder Woman 84 is number 8. Okay. What is your number 7?
Wonder Woman 84.
Okay.
Yeah. Like I really like, I think it beats out Suicide Squad for me because I really like Wonder Woman, and I felt this movie had a little bit of heart, and I did like Pedro in it.
Yeah.
And I did like what they did with Cheetah, because Cheetah has a lot of origins, and I like that they picked this one and they didn't keep her as a bad guy at the end. So I kind of like the twist in it. Now, that's why I liked it a little bit more than Suicide Squad. Now, was it the better of the films of DCEU? No, but I didn't hate it like everybody else did.
Right.
So I did enjoy Wonder Woman. I'm not one of the haters of it. So
No.
that's why I kept it there.
And get
But there
and
are other movies that are in.
Gal as Wonder Woman is the only, for me, the bright spot of the film. I mean,
Absolutely.
I love her. And I
Absolutely.
think she did, I think she's definitely getting better as an actress.
Hmm.
She was fantastic in the original Wonder Woman, and well, not the original Wonder Woman, that's Linda Carter, but she was she was fantastic in the first one. I absolutely loved that one. Hint, hint. And
Hmm.
it's just, when it comes down to it, like I said, there was just a lot of question marks. I do believe Pedro did a great job as well.
Hmm.
It wasn't. I have no fault with the actors or actresses in the film. Especially Cheetah and Kristen Wiig. Like none of them had any bad performances or anything. It was just the plot line itself.
Yeah.
That had a lot. You know what I'm saying? It was just like, and don't get me started on the whole Steve Trevor thing.
I mean, well, especially coming off of the first one, it's just a hard.
Yeah,
It's a
it
hard. It's
is.
a hard.
It goes
Hmm.
completely backwards. Completely backwards. But yeah.
Hmm.
All right. I get it. I get why it's for you. It's flipped. And like I said, for me, it could go either way. But all right. My number 7 is Justice League.
Okay.
Now, Justice League could go actually even lower than that. The film missed on so many different levels. But the reason why I have it as number 7 is because as a whole, even though the movie was complete, like it was a complete mess, it was cool seeing all of them together. That's pretty much it. Just seeing all of them on the same screen, that was pretty much it for me.
Yeah.
Um, there were other parts of the movie that I did like, but at the same time, for me, and as I said, you could even put it lower on the list. That's how kind of messed up it was. But for me, as of now, it's definitely at number 7.
Yeah.
What's your number 6?
Justice League.
Okay, so yeah, we're almost there. We're like one off.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, again, it's one of the movies I enjoy watching, and I'll watch it I'll watch it. I watch it a lot every time it's on. Um, it's one of those movies that the bright spot for me in that movie is Wonder Woman.
Did I cut you?
What do you mean?
Wait, 9876. So this is your number 5.
No, because we did 8, we did 9.
Yours was we both were Aquaman. Then
Yes,
yours was Suicide Squad.
yes.
Mine was
And then
Wonder Woman 84.
yep,
And number 7 was yours was Wonder Woman 84.
yep.
And mine was Suicide Squad. And then your number 6 is what?
Justice League.
But then how did I say Justice League first? If you go first,
Maybe that
I think I skipped you.
did you?
Yeah, I
Maybe
think
you
I
went.
I think I went twice.
Okay, that's fine.
All right. So we both picked Justice League for number 6.
Yeah. Yeah. That's another one of those movies where I like the character of the Flash, and the bright spot for me though was Wonder Woman again.
Mhm.
And I I love Lois Lane, and I don't like what they did with Superman because he's one of my favorite characters in the DCEU,
Mhm.
and I think that's kind of give me a bad taste in my mouth what they did
Yeah,
with him.
a lot of things. Whether it's the CGI with his mustache, there was a lot of things that did wrong. They did wrong with Superman, and
Yeah,
I agree. I do agree with that.
yeah.
You
So
know,
I
and
think
and really quick, it is unfortunate what they've done with Superman as a whole. It really, I mean, what they've done with that character, especially with the Henry Cavill, it does not make any sense. It doesn't make any sense where so many people have been clamoring. And I understand Man of Steel didn't do that well with the box office, but so many people are clamoring for another Man of Steel movie, and they're almost up to a Wonder Woman 3. Like a Wonder Woman 3 is in production.
well, so I heard that he signed some type of 3 contract deal, and then some side deals to be in appearances in some like Shazam
Yeah,
2 and stuff like that. So hopefully we
I
get
hope
some
so.
type of Man
I hope
Steel.
so too. I hope so too.
Yeah, because he's a great Superman.
All right. Well, I already gave up my number 6. So what's your number 5?
Batman versus Superman.
Okay.
Yeah. I I know a lot of people kind of crapped on this movie, and initially I wanted to crap on it, but after watching a few times, I did like Frank Miller's version of Batman in this. I like that. I like that it was dark, and then I didn't like that it was dark.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's kind of why I put it there. I felt it was too like Zack Snyder-y at moments.
I understand. I completely understand.
Yeah, so that's why I put it there.
My number 5 is Man of Steel. And for me, the reason being is when Man of Steel came out, when it first came out and I watched it, the first half of the movie, and I've said this so many damn times, but the first half of the movie and the second half of the movie to me, are completely different movies. First half of the movie, I absolutely love. I love, him not wanting to be Superman or him not knowing what, he's supposed to do. And, how like he goes on he's doing these jobs or whatever, but he's still saving people when he's working at the restaurant or the diner, whatever it was. And, and that guy was picking on the waitress and he, ended up throwing his truck on top of like a spire or something like that. It was just like, like the first half of the movie before he actually became Superman, I actually loved. I loved the Clark Kent part of that movie, and the bond with his father. Like I loved everything about that. But and I have nothing against Zod. I actually like I like Zod since wow, and I'm actually I'm not a huge Superman fan, but growing up, I watched the Christopher Reeve movies, and I love those movies. With Gene Hackman as Lex Luthor and stuff like that. So growing up, I loved Superman, and I actually like Henry Cavill's Superman. Even well, I mean, who wouldn't like it over Brandon Routh's version? But um, I just wanted this movie to be a lot better than it was, and the second half of the movie for me makes that's why I put it at number 5.
Mhm.
But overall, I mean, number 5 is not a bad, not a complete, it's not a bad spot. But
Yeah,
all right, what's your number 4?
Man of Steel.
Okay,
Yeah. I love Henry Cavill as Superman. I thought it was a great movie. I love Amy Adams as
yeah,
I
yeah,
love
no, she's good.
yeah, I like that dynamic. I think
Uh, what was it? Kate Boswell? Was that what the one that played in Superman Returns? Ah, oh,
that's a terrible version of Superman. I hate
yeah,
that. I hate that movie.
yeah,
So when they redid this, I love the I l- one of my favorite parts in a movie is at the end where the little boys wearing the cape, like
yeah.
that visual. I love that this movie is a Zack Snyder movie and it felt like a Zack Snyder movie, but at the same time it didn't. So that's what I appreciate about it. So I love this movie.
Well, see, that's why, and I think that's what it was. I think the second half started becoming Zack Snyder, and the first half when they were building it, and they were building it through flashback scenes of him as a boy, saving the kids in the bus and stuff like that. Like it was all those elements I loved, and then once we got to like the actual fighting and the destruction, I mean, like they were literally destroying the fucking city. And that's what I was like, all right. I mean, you lost me a little bit there. But like I said, Man of Steel wasn't a bad movie. I think it was really good. I enjoyed the first half a little bit better.
I get it.
All right. So your number 4 is Man of Steel. My number 4, and we're pretty much switched, is Batman vs Superman. But for me, it has to be the ultimate cut. Now, the one that I seen in the theater, the theatrical release, it was good. I liked it. I saw it a couple of times. But when I finally got the ultimate cut and I watched that at home, they add some scenes that actually make the movie a little bit more complete. There's a little bit, it gives it a little bit more weight to it. And for me, the reason why I like this Batman vs Superman is strictly because of Batman. A lot of people shit on the fact, they shat on when Ben Affleck was announced to be Batman. Even I was a little bit skeptical. I was like, Ben Affleck, really? And then, then we got to see him. We got to see still shots of him, in the cowl, and we got to see him in the suit. And I was like, all right, maybe it's not good. But when we finally got to see his version, in that one specific scene where he's just going, nuts on people. For me, that is what put Batman vs Superman above Man of Steel, and it was
Mhm.
just because of that and the dynamic between the two. The only thing I couldn't fucking stand in either cut was the whole Martha thing. What name did you say, Martha? That was pretty much it. But other than that, that is why Batman vs Superman for me is my number 4.
I also think Eisenberg did a really good job as Lex.
So I like Jesse Eisenberg as an actor. I didn't like him as Lex.
Really?
Yeah.
I thought he was a great nut job.
Yeah, no, I didn't really like him as Lex. There was a couple of scenes I liked, but I don't know. It didn't hit. It did. Now here's the funny thing. So as much as I hated Superman Returns, I would have loved Kevin Spacey to come back as I love Kevin Spacey's Lex Luthor. I just hated that movie. It was a
Mhm.
bad movie, but Kevin Spacey, because he almost had that Gene Hackman kind of vibe going with it. But yeah, Jesse Eisenberg didn't work out for me. But I like him as an actor.
Yeah.
What's your number 3?
Birds of
Birds of Prey.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love that whole
I have a feeling you and I mean, maybe not. Maybe your number 1 is different, but I have a feeling from here on out. And again, you and I pretty much have just been on par with each other, with the exception of a couple that could have been interchangeable. But yeah, I have a feeling you and I are.
yeah.
All right, so continue. Birds of
I
Prey.
love Birds of Prey, that whole female empowerment. I thought Harley Quinn was great. I loved all the female characters. It was just visually stunning. I thought it was a really nice movie too. I don't know why. I thought it was a great
Yeah,
movie. Out of all of the movies, I thought it was pretty spot on as a good movie. Yeah.
Yeah, my number 3 is Birds of Prey. Now, before we came on, I was actually contemplating on switching it, actually putting it at number 2. I was pleasantly, I mean, shockingly surprised how much I enjoyed this film. You know, when it came out early this year, it actually had a short theatrical run, but people were shitting on it. They were like, "Oh, this movie's not that good." They were making fun of the name, which I don't really care about a movie's title. I really don't. I mean, that's not going to put any bearing on how the film does. But there was just a lot of people that just didn't like the movie, and I can understand it. Whatever, it's not your thing. But I just, as I'm watching them, I'm waiting. So I'm watching it. I'm waiting for things to not like about it. I'm like, all right, something's going to happen soon. Whatever. And it just never happened.
Mhm.
It never happened, and it could easily be my number 2, to be honest with you. It's that good. If you haven't seen it yet, I recommend this film. It a lot more enjoyable, obviously, than the other 5 or 6 that we had mentioned already. But yeah, overall, you can't go wrong. I mean, Harley Quinn, definitely my favorite character. But I know you really wasn't crazy about the Huntress, but I love the Huntress. I love Black Canary. I loved
I
all of
love
even Rosie Perez, even Rosie Perez. I just all of
great
them.
characters. The compilations of them all together, there was just
Yeah,
great a great group, and I
yeah.
thought the movie was great. I don't un When people were shitting on it, I just could not understand it. Out of all the movies, like, it was the better of the films.
The only thing that I had trouble with, and this just it's really not a bad thing, but I just had trouble putting Ewan McGregor in that role. Um, I don't usually see Ewan McGregor in that role. I'm not coming from a Star Wars fan who knows him as Obi-Wan, but it was just hard seeing him in that role. I'm not saying he did a bad job,
Yeah.
but I never really seen him as like the villain type as far as I can remember. So it was a little that's the only thing that it just felt out of place a little bit to me. But other than that, like I said, there's really not much I can say that badly about this film. I thought Birds of Prey was a very enjoyable film. All
Yeah.
right. So I mean, obviously once we say our number 2s, we know what our number 1s are. So
Yeah.
what do we got for your number 2?
Shazam.
Okay. All right. I got
Yeah.
you. I can see it. Yeah.
Yeah, I thought this movie was hilarious from beginning to end. It's just a great movie. It's a feel-good movie. I just thought, it's lighthearted. It's a fun movie to watch. Thought it was great. Like, so I don't really have anything bad to say about it, and I could probably put it as my number one movie, but I just have a soft spot for a number one.
These films, Birds of Prey, Shazam, uh well, I mean, because I never knew anything about Birds of Prey or what they were. I mean, I knew of Harley Quinn, but I never knew of Black Canary or Huntress. Um, Shazam, I've heard about so many times, but we never seen them on the big screen. So I feel like these movies, and just crossing over really quick to Marvel, when you got like the Guardians of the Galaxy, when you have like these, Ant-Man, when you have like these surprise characters, and you have these movies that you may have heard of the characters before, but you've never seen them on the big screen, and then the film comes out. I feel like all of these movies have struck gold. They've done such good jobs with these films, and then when you finally do go see them, you're like, well, with the exception of Aquaman, like, oh wow, this is okay. I can this movie's great, but yeah, I can see why it's your number 2. It's for me. My number 2 is Wonder Woman.
Mhm.
I went that route. This is the only 2 that I didn't want to switch. These are the 2 that when I made well, let me. So I knew my bottom 2 right away. I knew Aquaman was definitely number 9. I knew Wonder Woman 84 was going to be number 8. That I knew 100%. I thought about switching them, but I was like, no. I Wonder Woman 84 was definitely a lot better than Aquaman. But my number 1 was always going to be Shazam, and Wonder Woman was definitely almost likely going to be number 2. Uh, even though I thought of switching to a Birds of Prey. But Wonder Woman, I think, was the much better film. But for me, Shazam. Well, for me, Wonder Woman. I guess we'll start at number 2. Wonder Woman for me, the first one that came out 3 years ago or 4 years ago now, was another one of those films where I was like, oh wow, because the last time I had seen Wonder Woman on screen was with Linda Carter. They've been talking about making a Wonder Woman for decades. You know, uh, and it just never happened. And then they casted Gal, and they finally put it out. And I was blown away by it. I thought Wonder Woman was a really really good as a whole was really good film. It really was. But not for me, not for number one. You
Yeah.
know. But so I obviously your number one is Wonder Woman.
Yeah, I mean, when I saw her in, Batman versus Superman, and then I got a glimpse into her, like,
Yeah.
composition song, and then I saw the movie, like, I was just blown away. I think I just think the whole movie was just amazing, just, like, the whole concept from beginning to end. I just thought
Yeah.
it's just a great movie, and with movies like Shazam, it's more of a funny movie. See, when I'm looking for a superhero movie, I want to see more of the seriousness and things like that, and that's why I like Wonder Woman. That's why I put it there. You know what I mean? And I think that's why I put this one at number one, even though I like Shazam and I could probably place it at number one, but Wonder Woman I put there as number one because when I'm looking for a superhero movie, it's got to hit a bunch of elements for me, and that's why I put
Right.
Wonder Woman there. So yeah,
Well, for me, I actually do like the comic side, the comedy side of Shazam. And that is why number one was Shazam. Zachary Levi as Shazam. I mean, he nailed it.
oh yeah,
He did such a good job. But also it was everything though. It was him. It was the younger version of himself. Like both of those actors did such good jobs
they did.
of being the same person, and then also the dynamic between him and the Foster brothers and sisters,
Yeah.
everything that hold on, hello,
Hello.
and just tuned in. What are we talking about? We just literally went over our ranking of the whole DCEU from number 9 to number 1. So I mean, I can briefly go over my ranking really quick because right now we're at number 1. We're talking about Shazam. That was my pick. But as it follows really quick, and then Kitty can tell you hers. We were pretty much almost, all in sync, but there was a couple that were interchangeable. So right now, as it stands, my number 9 least favorite film was Aquaman, then Wonder Woman 84, then Suicide Squad, then Justice League, Man of Steel at number 5, Batman vs Superman Ultimate Cut at number 4, Birds of Prey at number 3, Wonder Woman, the first one, number 2, and Shazam at number 1. All right. And Katie, what'd you have?
I had Aquaman at number 9. I had Suicide Squad at number 8. I had Wonder Woman 84 at number 7. Then I had Justice League at number 6
Mm-hmm.
and Batman versus Superman at number 5.
Mm-hmm.
Then I had Man of Steel at number 4
Right.
and Birds of Prey at number 3, Shazam at number 2, and Wonder Woman at number 1.
Right. And then, like again, the only ones we had switched, we had Suicide Squad and Wonder Woman 84 switched, Batman vs Superman and Man of Steel switched, and of course number 1. Now he thinks that Aquaman shouldn't be that low. I'll let you deal with that.
Fighting words.
Yeah, like I said, Aquaman, and again, there are people that absolutely love this film. And lists, when you make lists, when you rank movies, everything's always going to be objective.
Oh yeah.
Everything was always, it's always going to be, wait a minute. Did I mess that up again? It's objective, right? No, or is it subjective?
I think it's subjective.
Subjective. Yeah. I knew once it came out of my mouth, I was like, that's not right. Look, any ideas or any kind of film. I just lost track. Damn it. Anyway, obviously, all lists are
It.
subjective.
Everybody's entitled to their opinion, and
Yeah,
you guys are and I get why people like the movie. I mean, and I get why women like the movie.
yeah.
I mean, it does have visually stunning pieces to it. I just can't follow the physics around it, and I go looking for plots, and I couldn't follow the plot. It was just I couldn't. It was,
One scene for me, and there was many. There were many, but the one scene that I just thought was absolutely ridiculous. I can't remember even the context of it, But I remember it being in like a submarine or they were underwater or something like that, and like a
Mhm,
bomb was going off or something. He was fighting Black Manta,
mhm.
but I think before he became Black, I don't know what it was, but I was like, what is going on here? Like I don't know. But yeah,
I I think where it was going wrong was, you know how there are some characters like Deadshot,
yeah,
where they have those one-liners and they're good,
yeah,
but they don't overdo it. Where Aquaman was going wrong was he was doing too many one-liners and it was
yes, oh
overdone,
yes.
and it was just like, stop it, please."
I Let me tell you something. That is and that's actually what I wanted to say as well. But you nailed it on the head. There were so many damn one-liners from both. But
Mhm.
Aquaman, yeah, Aquaman just kept spewing them out, like you said, yeah. I would probably put Batman vs Superman at the bottom of my list, to be honest. However, I haven't seen all. Okay, I would definitely go watch them. Batman vs Superman really wasn't that bad of a film. It had I had a lot of issues, but overall, for me, no, Batman vs Superman wasn't that bad. It definitely belongs somewhere in the middle.
I think where it goes is if you watch them all and then watch Batman versus Superman, it's really not that bad. And that's what I did.
Yeah.
And I was just like, it's really not that bad.
Even going back to Suicide Squad, because you know what? I just realized that's what it was. I never even said Suicide Squad. I just, when we were talking about your Suicide Squad, I said, we'll get to my version when we get there. I never even said why I didn't like the film. I never even picked Suicide Squad. I think that's where we went wrong. Anyway, so but for me, for Suicide Squad, I actually overall enjoyed the film,
Yeah.
but I just thought Enchantress at the end, her being the villain or whatever she was just ridiculous. The other things in the subway there was a lot of things that just didn't make any sense, and I actually kind of wanted a little more of the Joker. But I agree with you that Jared went way over the top,
Mhm.
but
'Cause
a
he
lot,
you know, 'cause there's parts of it where he's great, but
yeah,
then it's, like, overacted. Because he
right.
could have pulled it off really well. Because he's a great
I
actor.
I 100% agree. I think he's a phenomenal actor, and I can't wait for him to come out as Morbius. But
Mhm.
it just for me, I was just, why did they cut? They cut supposedly they cut a lot of him out, and he wasn't happy about
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
But I wanted this because the other thing is too, and a lot of people felt this way, is that the way they marketed the film, they marketed it as if he was going to be a central part of the film.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? I know it was about, this team of basically, misfits or bad guys that
I
had to do some type of job, but
That's where they went wrong. They sequenced the Enchantress when they should have used Joker more.
yeah, I have seen Aquaman, Batman, Superman, Justice League, Wonder Woman, Shazam, and I started watching Suicide Squad. Yeah, yeah. So that's the other thing too. Like, and it was a shame because in some of the scenes that he was in, it was okay, but they just, first of all, and I wasn't crazy, and also too, I will say this, I wasn't really crazy about his look. I get it. I understand it was a different type of Joker, and I get why they wanted to change a little bit of it. But all the tattoos on the face, I don't know. That didn't do it for me. Oh shoot, yeah, I've seen the Joker, but no, no, we can't say that. We can't say that title. We can't say Joker.
Kitty will go crazy.
Yeah, so I originally wanted to put that in the ranking, but technically, the Joker, that film with Joaquin Phoenix that came out a little over a year ago, is not part of the DCEU. So that's why we didn't rank that one. But yeah. So again, this list is completely subjective. This is just how we feel. Where we rank our movies. There are people that loved Aquaman. There are people that hated Batman vs Superman. There are people that absolutely loved Wonder Woman 84 that probably put it at number two. I don't know why they would do that, but uh, yeah. But Shazam, again, Shazam for me, and I understand completely why Wonder Woman's your number one, but again, Shazam for me, just I was completely blown away. I couldn't stop laughing, and they didn't overdo it with the jokes too, and that was the other good thing, and
Yeah,
the
that's a great movie.
little
Yeah,
Superman cameo at
I
the end was great.
it, it's a great movie. It is, and I could seriously put it at my number one. But
Yeah.
Wonder Woman's just a great, great, great character.
Trust me, you're not missing much, dude. I mean, what? I mean, no. You know what though? I'm not gonna tell anybody not watch it because I think everybody should watch it and see for themselves. Where does it fall on your list? And guys, as I said before we started going into our list, I want to hear your thoughts. I want to hear what's your favorite movie. What is your least favorite DCEU movie? Jedi. You had said not Aquaman. Batman versus Superman is at your bottom. What's at your top? I want to know everybody's thoughts on the matter because, as I said, everybody's always going to have, for the most part, a different list. Not everybody's going to be list line for line on the same page. I mean, you and I, as I said, you and I have, for the most part, we were pretty much almost all there, with a couple, that were switched or interchanged. But he says, "Oh, Shazam is probably my number one." And I honestly, even though you haven't seen all of them yet, I believe it's probably going to remain consistent where it's your number one. And as I said, people that have put Wonder Woman, like Kitty, if they put Wonder Woman on their top, obviously that's their opinion. But I also can see that. I can agree with that because I think Wonder Woman was a really well made film.
Yeah.
And it didn't rely on jokes. It was serious. It had some comedic elements, but not much. It wasn't over relying on that, and it was visually stunning. When they were in what is it, Damascus? What is it? What is it? What is it
No,
called?
it's
I always want to say the Amazon, but it's not even the Amazon, even though she's Amazonian.
oh God, I always forget
Damas
it.
Demascara?
No, Maskiri. Oh, I always forget how she says it because it
Anyway,
sounds one way, but it's spelled. It sounds like words, but it's spelt one word.
I thought it was for me. It always was spelt like the same Demascara. Yeah, I was working out, but then the mascara started running.
It's like the mascara. Yeah, I think
But
that's what it is.
anyway, whole home world where Steve Trevor obviously comes through whatever portal he does and crash lands into that world. That was visually stunning. And that was actually the one scene I liked in Wonder Woman 84 was the very beginning of the movie when we see 10-year-old or whatever how old she is. Is she
Oh
10?
yeah,
I
that
feel like
was great. I think she was 10. Yeah,
yeah. I don't know why I know that. Does it said that she's 10 years old?
I think so.
Okay.
Yeah, I
Either
believe
way,
so. Yeah.
maybe. But that sequence was actually really cool, and again, visually stunning, and there was a lot of good things about it. And she was a badass in the film. She kicked fucking ass,
Mhm.
and I did really, like I said, I did really enjoy Wonder Woman. I think that's partly one of the reasons why, other than the plot, but I think that's one of the reasons why it bothered me that Wonder Woman 84 was so bad, comparatively, because I couldn't wait for this movie to come out.
I know.
And the fact that it came out on Christmas, I mean, I didn't get to see it till the next day, but the fact that it came out on Christmas, I'm like, oh shit, Merry Christmas. We're gonna get to see if but either way. All right, guys, I don't want to ramble on too long. We set our list. You know, for those of you that aren't in the live chat, there are a few of you, but I guess you're either mulling over your thoughts or you just haven't decided what you wanted to choose. But don't don't forget to comment. Let us know what your picks were. You don't have to go 9 through 1, but you want to tell us your least favorite or your favorite. We would like to know that. But other than that, guys, I think that's a wrap. We got one more question, one more comment. I don't know why, but when watching the first trailer for Wonder Woman 84, I thought people weren't going to like it. I wasn't, so I can understand that. I wasn't crazy about the first trailer. I think the second trailer made me into it a little bit, but I still didn't expect from the trailers what we got. I didn't expect that. I thought it was going to be good. I thought it was going to be fun, set in the 80s. Wonder Woman 84. It's going to be set in the 80s. I thought, and there's really nothing 80s about the film either, with the exception of the mall sequence and a few other things. This was, I don't know. There were some people that, and I can understand why you're saying it. There were some people that didn't think that the trailer was, it wasn't too, what's the word? Not convincing. What's the word? I guess that they didn't get sold on the trailer. But, I did honestly, whether we saw a trailer or not, based on the first Wonder Woman, I wanted to see this film anyway. So, all right, guys. So,
I
as
liked
I
it.
said earlier in the stream, Talk Soup. This is what this is called. We are going to be talking about mostly, if not always. I mean, I don't understand. I wouldn't understand why we would put anything else in here, but we got WandaVision coming out this week. It's on Friday. And just like we did with Galactic Gossip with the Mandalorian show, we're going to watch it and then we're going to react to it. So that's what we're going to be doing the next, I believe, 9 weeks. I believe they just released, I think they just revealed that there are going to be 9 episodes. Originally they said 6, but we're going to be getting 9 episodes now of WandaVision. So that is what that's what you can look forward to here on this segment of Talk Soup. We're going to be talking about WandaVision and then anything else Marvel or DC or anything comic book movie related we're going to be talking about on here. But that's what you can expect from Talk Soup in the year 2021 and beyond. So guys, I hope you like this. This was our first stream talking about the rankings for these films, but in the context of Talk Soup. I couldn't wait to do it, and I can't wait for WandaVision. WandaVision up 2. Oh, 2. Well, hello. So they're doing that. They're going to release 2 on that. All right. Okay. So they're going to release 2, and then I hope they don't do that every week, where they do 2 and then the follow, like, because bad. What do you call it? The Boys did that, I think. I kind of wanted 9 weeks of these because I think 9 weeks goes right into.
But did the boys do that, or did the boys
They did it only once.
They only did it once.
Yeah, they only did it once.
The first time.
All right. Take care, Jedi. Thank you very much for commenting. I always appreciate your support, dude. Seriously. Go watch those other DCEU films. Trust me. You might be surprised. But yeah. So maybe I don't know your schedule yet, but obviously the shows release on Friday. We'll watch the shows, and then whenever you're free, whether it's Saturday or Sunday, we can always come on here and do our reaction.
Okay. I start traveling soon too, so I'll let you know.
All right. And yes, I see The Boys is amazing. It really is. It really is. The Boys was a damn good show.
Yeah, I wish we had this. I wish we had this when The Boys was out.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I agree. Even Watchmen.
She was in Justice League.
What?
She was in Justice League. The Asian one.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. No.
Loved her character. I loved her character.
I would have loved to have done the boys reactions, and I even would have loved to have done the reaction to the Watchmen. I thought the show, because it wasn't crazy about the movie, but the HBO show, the Watchmen. Wow.
The Watchmen. I was addicted to the Watchmen like it was crack.
It was real. It was a very. I didn't know what to expect because, like I said, I was not crazy about the movie. I was like, all right.
I thought the movie was terrible. But when the show came out, I couldn't get enough of the show.
Yeah.
Like I would watch the show and I would watch it like the same episode because I was like, I feel like I missed something because it was that brilliant.
Yeah, no, it really was. It really was. All right, we are going off on tangents, but guys, please like the video, hit subscribe, especially if you want to talk more and listen more to us about some of the Marvel and DC properties that are coming out in the future. That being said, especially Marvel and the Disney Plus series, WandaVision, which is going to be debuting on Friday, which we are psyched and excited about, and we can't wait to talk to you guys about it. We can't wait to watch it. Some of the early reviews we're in, and some of them are good, but I don't really usually go by that because I think Wonder Woman 84 had some really good really good early reviews from the critics. I was like, all right, well, let's see. But that being said, guys, enjoy your day, enjoy the rest of your Sunday and your weekend, and tune in for our future episodes of Talk Soup coming sometime this weekend, and hope to see you guys then. As I said, the more people view and the more people that you guys comment and interact with us, it makes the streams a lot more just not only interesting but just more fun, more engaging. And that's why I like when Jedi comes in, because he brings up really good points, has some good questions, and all that stuff. But Kitty, thank you for coming on. I appreciate it, and I will see you this weekend. All right, just let me know when you're available. And guys, as I said, I will see you. I will see you all soon for another episode of Talk Soup.
Thank you guys. Appreciate it.